My sister would tattle on me when I would sneak in TV. It was a sitcom in itself, the three of us.
I believe that how you show up at one place is basically how you show up everywhere.
Empathy and compassion is actionable, right? It's not just feeling bad for someone, it's actionable, it's wanting to do something. Negative self-judgment is the worst thing you can do.
Rise and shine!
It's Entspresso time.
Hey, it's Carmichael, and I am not a morning person, but when you start your day with an inspiring routine every day, like maybe watching these videos, it will change your life. So good morning, know that I believe in you, grab your coffee, and get ready for a shot of Entspresso from Gary Vaynerchuk.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
I know your mom, you've credited her with really helping to build your self-esteem, but you're also a huge believer in like, don't fool yourself, don't tell yourself you're good at something you're not. So how did she make you feel so good about yourself?
She walked,
struggling.
that's a great, you're doing a good job here.
Thank you, sir.
It's a very good way to ask it, because the truth is, she strategically used bullshit and real. What I think, in hindsight, she did was she overemphasized things that were subjective or good. So she really, I'll never forget this. I opened the door for a woman in McDonald's in Edison, New Jersey, literally, like when I was 8. Just, we were both walking, we were a little ahead, and I opened it and let her walk through. If I tell you that my mom basically treated that event like I won the Nobel Peace Prize for like 3 weeks. But think about how smart that is. Like, think about how reinforcing that played out. Played out so much that one of the most interesting comments in the 250 blogs that I've done was I got an email from somebody who said, hey Gary V, this comes like, hey, at first I thought like, and then I got into it a little bit and I was watching this, and then the other day you nailed it home. And I'm like, I'm reading, I'm like, I can't wait to see what I did. He's like, you went into the elevator and you let all your employees go first. And it's just so interesting, right? These subtle little things, it's important, it's so fascinating what matters to people. And I get it, like I actually think that's right, but it's so weaving into me at this point, I don't recognize that. That's what she did well. She made big deals out of the things that were tried and true. And then when I got D's and F's, she punished me. Even though she knew I didn't need school, in her heart, she made me know that there was accountability for things. So I would lose television and video game and friends privileges it would always be for a month. She'd break down somewhere around day 14, 13. My sister would tattle on me when I would sneak in TV. It was a sitcom in itself, the three of us. She really made me feel special, man. She really did it right. She really, really, really pounded home my EQ, my kindness. I've done it with Xander too. He went to the playground when he was 2. We were at the playground. A little 3-year-old kid falls and skids his knee, and he walked over and was like, "Are you okay?" And I made that like a 2-week thing, right? Like empathy, right? And so she just really did a good job of making me feel good about the things that were around my kindness and my support of my sister and my leadership skills of my friends, and taking I took a bullet once for something my friend did in the neighborhood, and she thought that was a good thing, and just kind of those personality traits that I think, if all of us, everybody watching, wrote down like personality traits that we admire, anytime I showed any of those actions, she drove them home. And I think modern day parents and most parents do not do that. I think they focus on dumb like grades because they are insecure and they want to put the bumper sticker that their kid went to, Stanford. Like, it's real when you really think about what's actually happening. So much of it is misery loves company, or people reflecting of what's inside of them.
St. Francis of Assisi famously said, preach the gospel at all times, and when necessary, use words. I think one of the biggest things that entrepreneurs struggle with is we want the people around us to get better. If you're on a personal development journey and you've grown and you've learned something and you're in a better spot than when you used to be a year ago or 5 years ago, it's only natural that what you want to do is then help the people around you. You want to help your parents. You want to help your spouse, your brothers, your sisters, your nieces, your nephews, your kids. You want to help the people around you get better too, because you've awoken to the light. You know, you've seen a new world and everything that's possible, and then you immediately start seeing all the holes and flaws in the people around you, and you want to help them. Have you experienced any of this? The challenge is they won't listen to you, because what they're seeing is judgment. When you come in hot and you say your life could be so much better, you could change everything if you just listen to these tapes, you just watch these videos. Everything could be totally different. What they hear is you judging them that they're not good enough. And that's the most heartbreaking thing of all, because for you it's love. You're trying to help, you're trying to serve, you love them. You know that they could be happier. It's in the delivery and the execution that's the problem. So back to St. Francis of Assisi. You preach the gospel at all times, and when necessary, use words. So what does that mean? That means you live in your life. That means you being an example. That means you demonstrating. That means you understanding that telling somebody what to do to make their life better is only one little tiny piece of them actually making their life better. How you show up every day in your life for you to be happier is an inspiration to other people. You could teach life lessons through every scenario just by hanging out with you. Have you ever been around somebody super negative? Somebody who is just complaining all the time, negative, hates their life, and when you leave them, you feel drained? Even if they don't say anything, just hanging around them, you feel drained, you feel worse, you feel more badly, is that a word? More badly? It's not a word, but you feel worse about your life just by hanging around them, even if they don't say anything, even if they're not talking to you or telling you how crappy life is. You're probably not gonna make the best decisions from that mindset, from that mental frame, from being around those people. But if you're around somebody who's positive, who's optimistic, even if they're not giving you life advice, they just love their life and they're living it. Does that not inspire you to want to go and live a better life yourself? Making a change doesn't have to be a coaching session where you're sitting down with them and you're giving them one-on-one advice. You can inspire people through your actions. So I look at my son as an example, and we play Minecraft together now. Why do we play Minecraft? I've grown to like Minecraft. The actual building, the strategy of it, I've grown to like it. But at the beginning, I wasn't a big fan of it. I would much prefer to play League of Legends. But I played with him for two reasons. One, because he liked it. And if you want to get a window into somebody's world, you have to do what they do. It's a lot easier for me to get to know him and to understand his thought process and what he's going through by doing the things that he likes to do instead of just the things I like to do, right? And the second is, I believe that how you show up in one place is basically how you show up everywhere. That you could teach life lessons through Minecraft. This is where people get confused. It's like, no, you only learn in these little tiny pockets and windows. That's not true at all. You learn always. So in Minecraft, how you build your house, do you cheat or not, right? He wants to give himself all these cheat codes. I was like, okay, you could do that. I don't want to do that. I want to earn my bed. I want to earn my wood. I want to earn my gold. You can go and get yourself all of these free diamond armors. Awesome. I'm going to earn it. I'm going to go mine that diamond and slowly, bit by bit, earn it, because that's how I like to roll, right? Not telling him what he has to do, but he's seeing me living my beliefs. I'm preaching the gospel, and sometimes I use words, right? In looking at how to deal with failure. So in Minecraft, you spend all this time collecting resources, and then sometimes you die. If you're not safe, you die, and you might fall into lava, you might have a skeleton shoot you, a creeper might blow you up, and it sucks when you die because you lose everything. You lose all your stuff, all this stuff you spent all this time working on. You lose it all. Hey, Nina's back. We love you, Nina. All this stuff you spent time collecting, now it's just gone. So how do you deal with it? Do you rage quit and just leave? Do you start crying? Or you say, you know what, okay, let's build again. Let's start over. Let's keep going, right? It's demonstrating how to deal with problems, because if you rage quit in Minecraft, then you rage quit in life, right? When something bad happens to you in life, what, are you gonna go and cry? Are you gonna quit? Are you gonna just say this sucks, this is unfair, this isn't good, I'm gonna go do something else? You get up and you do it again. And so I think in those moments, and just being around the people, if you're actually living your life, that becomes an inspiration. If you want to shift your parents or your kids or your friends or your family or the people around you, the best way to shift them is not to give them a motivational speech. The best way to shift them is to do things that they like doing, and then you show up as your best self and show them how you handle adversity, and show them how you handle the struggle, and show them how you show up even if things aren't going your way. Show them. Show them how you learn. Show them how you fall. Show them how you get up again. Show them. And in you just living your life and being close to them in proximity, they'll get inspired and say, you know what, I want more of that. And they might even ask you, hey, how do I do what you're doing? How are you so positive? How are you so optimistic? How do you not freak out when this happens? And then you can use your words. But until then, you preach the gospel at all times, and only when necessary, use your words. Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy. But before that, it's time for the question of the day. I wanna know, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action in the next week? When you watch a video and you just get motivated, the science says you have a 35% chance of following through. But when you get motivated and actually make a plan of action for what you're gonna do, you go from 35% to 91% chance of following through. And when you commit publicly, like in the comments below, you jump to 95% chance of following through. I want that to be you. I want you to be the person who actually follows through. So question of the day is your single biggest takeaway and your plan of action for the next week. Let me know down in the comments below so we can celebrate you. Also, if you want to have more self-belief and self-confidence, check out my 254 series, where every day for the next 254 days, I will send you a free video unlisted to your email. The science says it can take up to 254 days of consecutive action to build a habit. So I'm going to be with you every step along the way to build your confidence and belief. The link to join for free is in the description below.
The reason people aren't patient is they value other people's opinions too much. I'm not upset at myself that I'm selfish in certain areas. That's human. I'm just like you. We're all the same. We all delegate, we all micromanage. The difference is, I don't think most things matter.
So the first thing I want you to believe is whenever you feel an emotion that you don't like about yourself, whether it's greed, anger, envy, ego, whatever it may be, first thing I want you to recognize is that it's like having a bad friend in your room that's really close to you. It's a friend who's going through some troubles, right? That's what it is. It's not you. It's like having someone else in the room who's having those experiences. And with that person, one of the things you want to do is start with compassion. If your friend was envious of someone else, you'd feel compassionate for them. You'd feel bad for them. You want to help them, right? Empathetic, not just sympathetic, but empathetic. Empathy and compassion is actionable, right? It's not just feeling bad for someone, it's actionable, it's wanting to do something. Negative self-judgment is the worst thing you can do.
Evan, thank you so much for having a couple seconds and being able to tell the Believe Nation a little bit about Empathy Wines. It means a lot to me that you would take this valuable real estate and time on your channel to give me some love. It means a lot. It's just good karma points, and so you're awesome. Thank you. Believe Nation, if you're into wine at all, go to empathywines.com. My whole career's work was poured into producing a wine that rivaled $40 to $60 wine for 20 bucks a bottle. I'm just super excited about this subscription-based wine business. You can order 3, 6, or 12 bottles in subscription form, rosé, white, red. If you search on Instagram or Twitter, you will be blown away. People are literally like, I don't even like Gary Vee, but the wine's good. Super proud of the effort. Thanks, Evan, for the time. Wishing you guys all happy and healthy.
If you want another awesome Gary Vee video, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
I think humans find what they're looking for.
Limit access to the things that you feel worse about yourself.
So I said, start with compassion, lead with gratitude. And the third thing is focus on what will actually make you happy.